So I'm going to use CoPilot to run the show. It's going to code everything, and we're going to see how it goes. And, spoiler alert, it's not going to go well, but that's okay, because the next video I'm going to show how we as developers could be using this as a helper, an assistant, and it makes our job just way easier, way better, and we don't have to just worry so much yet about it doing everything, which I think I'll link to some videos that really show even the dev and stuff being a lot of exaggeration, which is hard. I mean, companies with VC funding have a lot to produce or impress people with. They try to. But let's look at this and see how it goes. We're just going to make a to-do list. In Laravel, it doesn't get much easier than this. So we're going to just say, okay, I'm making a to-do list. Let's see where it takes us. Now, I've cheated a little. I've given it a route, and I've shown the route here. And, I'm going to maybe ask it to make it better. But let's just start with a model, right? I mean, how do I even know? I'm assuming I know something. So as a developer, I'm coming to this tool and thinking I need a model. Let me just see what it says if I didn't, okay? Hey, see if it could even do it, if it thinks it can. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So let's do the model. I already did that first line. That was cool. It told me how to do it. That was great. Alright, let's give it a go. I'm going to do this. And I'll open up a terminal, and I'll close that terminal so we have a little bit more room here. It doesn't know I'm using Vue. I'll make that more clear in a moment. For the basic to-do app, you might have a title column and a completed column. So it's not telling me how to do it. So we'll scroll through this again in a moment, but let's ask it to give me more information. Okay. Oh, there's this migration file. And there's a schema. Again, I kind of had to know this, but it's like Stack Overflow. I'm just kind of going to try to ask questions as I go. Okay, cool, bool. And then it says run that. So now, let's go back to the start. And let's see, run the migrate. Okay. And I really want to run this. Alright. Okay, cool. That just gets some stuff out of the way. Okay. So let's see. Now it says make a controller. Let's see what happens there. Okay, there's my controller. What do I do with it? Let's see. In your controller, you can define methods. Define a route in your routes. Okay. Alright, so in your controller, you can define methods. Now, Laravel would have done this for me if it added a switch to the route, to the command, but it didn't. So now let's see if it just builds the code for me. And this is honestly a very basic one. I see a lot of people do the snake game, and I'm like, yeah, this is basic, but it's, there's still some stuff to it. So we're going to see what happens. So it's making a bunch of methods that, basic CRUD. Okay. So, okay, great. I'm going to do that. And let's see. Make the controller, define routes in your routes, usually web file, create views. Now again, all the docs I could be doing this, but we're trying to say, what can it really do for me? Something's wrong with this, not a big deal. We'll make believe my IDE was a little bit smarter and did it for me. But here's their thing. Okay, let's go to the web file. Now I made this temporary one. We're going to surpass it in a moment. So let's see, route. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so resources, that's cool. So we have our to-do controller and resources. I'll leave this here for a moment so the right-hand side doesn't go crazy. To-do get, create, okay. Okay. Now, I'm using Inertia, so let's see, this might drive it nuts. So we'll take it one thing at a time. A lot of those were blank in that controller, so we're going to ask for the the first page. Let's just take it one step at a time. Let's go into that, and there we go. So it's saying do it this way. Okay. So if we do this, which is nice, it looks fine. To do, and then we just say inertia to do, and that's the inertia file, which we'll look at in a moment. And we have our to-dos. Okay, so in theory, when I go to that route, and let's get rid of this one, to to-dos, we're here. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to ask it, how do I render these? Okay, so we have our to-do. I'll just say this is my Vue file. Oh, let's see what it's doing. Wow, form. Yeah, let's see what it does. And that, there's a lot of you usually don't use routes, you usually use names. But we'll come back to that. So let's see, let's grab all of it. And let's just run it. Okay, it doesn't work. That's okay. So this is wrong. Let's see if it can get us out of this jam. I know what it should be, but again, I'm going to go at this as if I'm a developer who assumes it can do it all for me, and I don't know anything. Okay, so just like any other developer, I might end up on Stack Overflow. So let's go to Inertia docs. I don't want to be totally stupid about this. Let's see, client side. I'm going to see where we can find the most simple doc, how it works. Pages. Here we go. This is what it should be. Well, yeah, same with that. So, and then, inertia or head or whatever we're trying to pull in. Let's see what it says. So it says Vue 3. Honestly, it's probably the same with Vue 2. Yeah, it is, so whatever. So we already kind of had to help it, but let's just keep going. Okay, what do we got here? Another error. Let's see, it might just be a route. Import not found. I thought I got rid of that. Oh, because now that's not there. So, inertia post. I think this is old inertia. So, so create function. I don't even know what it's trying to do, but I know it's wrong, but this is ridiculous. But let's just see. Let's just put that error in C. So the bigger problem is is inertia is not found. I even thought that was, I thought that's used for something, but it's not. But I don't know what it's trying to do. Sheesh. Let's see, and this is funny because you can't really look up. Yeah, if I was a developer who didn't know this tool chain, this would be very frustrating. So, I mean, we're already kind of stuck. I'm trying to think, if I was a developer, at this point, I would probably just pound that out for a moment and come back to it. So we got this. Okay. So, you know, yeah. let's see something here. Inertia docs talk about inertia form. Since I am using inertia, which again, maybe you didn't know this, but even that was in the old one too. I think what it was using was inertia, and now it's using router. But again, you wouldn't even use router post. It's so weird. I've pushed it into a better direction, but again, even this is wrong. Oh my lord, this is crazy. So look at, that's going to be wrong too. Hold on, let me copy paste this normal. So yeah, it's just, this is the old one. So let's see if I can correct it. And then, like always, it kind of just says, yeah, sorry, you're right. I think it's Vue 3. It might even just be Vue, honestly. I can't remember. If Vue 3 doesn't work, it's just Vue. Let's see. CTX new to do. It's 11. So now, this weird thing it did here, I don't want to say weird, but the way it was doing it here is just not going to work. So, and I've never used let. That's interesting on this, but I'm just going to keep going with it. So I fixed that, but I could have probably passed that to it, and it probably could have fixed it out because it changed the particular object. But okay. So now what? So now when we click this, it should add it, but it won't because we haven't done anything in that controller. So a post, again, I'm not going to say it. Let's see, what do I need? And I don't even have to paste that there. It would have known I selected it. And it actually has this thing here, but I've never had any luck with that, so I'm just going to wait. Okay, so it wants us to put it in the store. Let's add that to the store. Here we go. Great. Validation makes the model, and that's it. We don't have any tests yet, which I normally would have. We'll just punt for now on that. It would be great if it made them, and it will help. I'll show that later. Let's say PA migrate. Let's just run our migrations. It didn't tell me to, but I know to. Oh, I thought it. Maybe I already ran it. Anyways, oh, maybe it already told me. It did up above. Okay. So now it's going to do that and redirect me back to here. So it's going to redirect me back. Okay, great. So let's see here. Oh, and it's telling me something else. Remember to add the fillable field to there. Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. Usually I just open up everything, but let's not worry about that. Okay, so that means when we add this, it's going to work. Let's see here. The big moment. Let's clear off our terminal or our console. We can fix the style with it later. It will help us. It's kind of a Bummer because my screen is dark. It's not doing anything, and that's fine. These are the details. Let's see if it actually is making it, and there's just no like message, and that's fine. So we can just do tinker for a moment. And what do we have? App models to do all. Yep, it's making it. Cool, cool. We won't get into pagination just yet, but let's see what happens. So, okay, cool, cool. It already did that. And then in the view, you know, and little things like you wouldn't want your view to do everything. Let's see. Ah, here's the property. Cool. I was wondering if it would do that. That's interesting. I've never used that one. See, this is a nice thing I'll show in the next video. Like, you do learn stuff as you go if it works. We'll see. And then it has me do this. So let's do that. I overpasted. 1 moment. Let me reload. So to-dos array, and then if we go into the controller, we already did what it said in the controller, but let's just double check. Render to-dos, to-do all. And we saw in Tinker there's a bunch of to-dos, so obviously it's there. Maybe this with defaults is wrong, but let's find out. Let's we're gonna ask it, but I'm just curious. Let me just do a basic output. Yeah, nothing. There's nothing here. Like here, right? So again, I would usually have testing and everything. So it's very simple for state to go back and forth. So the fact that this isn't going back and forth would make me think this is not. I've never seen this other thing. So let me try something really quick and then ask it for help again. Let's see. I'm just gonna say this is how I usually use it. Constant props equals define props. And actually, I would use a resource, but we won't worry about that right now. Okay, so yeah, it's something to do with how it did it, but I don't want to figure it out for it. I want it to get itself out of trouble. So, so as a user, as a person trying to figure this out, what I might do is put a breakpoint right here, and then I would reload the page, and then the breakpoint would say, okay, yeah, here's your to-do results, here's all the items, perfect. So we have data, we're passing it in, but we're not seeing it, so we know it's not a back-end problem. So let's just pause that and get rid of that. Okay. So then the question becomes, why is it not showing? So now let's go ask it and see what it says. And I don't have to paste it in there. And one thing I'll show you real quick before we re-render this is I have the Vue extension. Oops. Sometimes that extension disappears. And we have props, and we have no props. But we do have props at the root level, so this is kind of how Inertia works. So we know we have them, but somehow they get lost in that to-do area, which is what that default is. I've never seen that used. But okay, now asking it, you know, I could even tell it I see it in the global scope. Wow. Jeez, you wouldn't want to do that. I mean, it's not horrible. We'll just do it. It's not horrible, honestly, but it's not. It's kind of weird. It told me to import use. No, it didn't. So it didn't even tell me. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. It just forgot to tell me something. Oops. Oh, it's one moment. It's jumping ahead, and that's good. We'll come back to that later. I don't know why it did that. I'll scroll up later and see it. Wow, it's giving me all that, which again isn't that exciting. Okay. A lot of apologies. Okay. See, it just needed to do that, which again, you know, doesn't know everything, and it needs help, so that's okay. All right, so now we got him. It ain't looking pretty, but we can fix that with its help, but let's not worry about that just yet. Okay. Now I want to be able to mark a to-do as done, and it might have given me some hints up here in that effort it just did to answer a question I didn't ask. Okay, to update, so let's go back to the controller. Oops, I don't know why I did that. One moment. Let's get rid of both of those. Okay, so update, and it sends us back, and then actually you don't even need to do it this way, but I don't know. Destroy, delete. Okay, so then it gives us these buttons. That's cool. Let's go get that in there. And we can do style later. And I guess it's going to fail because these guys are missing. Okay, again, I wouldn't do it this way. This is really not great. None of this is great, honestly, but we'll come back to that. Alright, so we got this update and delete. Okay, now let's see what happens. And I'm going to cheat here and put in ID just so we can kind of see what we're doing. Do ID. Actually, usually it would just pop up on the screen. Maybe we hit a console error. Oh, I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, it's there. Okay. So if I click delete, number one should go away. No. Oh, it did. It just did not reload the page. Let's see if we can ask it. When I click delete, I would. Very common request. We also want one that says mark done. The update one is funny because, you know, I'll ask it. Like, we don't want update. We want done, not done. This is so wrong. Okay, so we're gonna do what it said. It's wrong, but we're gonna do it. Okay. Gonna take this, go back to the controller, and we're gonna paste that in there, and we're gonna get rid of that. Okay. Okay, so it might work, I don't know, but it's definitely not how I would do it. Yeah, that didn't work. Nope. I want to fix it, but I'm trying not to because this is not the point. Let me give it a troubleshooting thing. So I click delete, and we end up at a URL. And make sure I didn't mess anything up. Oops. Oops is to do. Oops is to do Vue. Delete. Delete. This is not fun. This is why, honestly, we got another few years before this stuff's just automated. I know what the problem is, but again, I'm trying not to fix it. Not found because we don't even have it to be found. I don't even know if the show is working. There is no show anyways. Delete and that's not the best explanation, but again, we're gonna just kind of play with it and see how far it can help me. Delete. Oh, let's see if that works. Oh, that's interesting. This is really not good, but whatever. Preserve scroll. We already got. This is basically really bad, but again, you know, this is basically saying it's basically like, hey, I don't really know Inertia at this moment. I'm just gonna make something up. This is basically saying, hey, Inertia, just go here, but Inertia doesn't need that when it's dealing with its own routes. So anyways, let me go back. Okay, it might work. It's just messy as heck. There you go. But see how the pages are reloading? You don't want that. Okay, just so I don't get too distracted. But that's all it needed to do. Oh, I don't need to put a string in there. Sorry. Oop. I can only select it. Okay. So then if I delete and delete and delete, we have nothing. Wow, it even broke that. Okay. Test. Test. No, it's not even reloading here either. That would have been a good one to fix it first too. We'll keep doing it though. Hold on. To do delete back. Oh, because I've never had this problem. Return back, preserve state, preserve scroll. Let me do something really quick. Oh, it has preserve state. I thought it was preserve scroll. That's why. I don't know why I said preserve state. That's a mistake. It might even fixed everything else. So let's see. 14 should have reloaded, but it didn't. And why did it put it there? Oh, I guess that's okay. Preserve state. Maybe preserve state is true by default. There we go. Oh, I clicked too fast. Sorry. All right. So we see me in it, but I shouldn't be doing that. It should be doing that. I'll just say let's get back to the goal of not helping it. Huh, weird. Seems like I lost all my text in there. I'm just curious. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, I mean, it was trying to do something it says it knew about. Yeah. Okay. So what do we got? We have a update. Let's make that update do the actual thing we care about. Can you? Oops. Let's turn that off. I must be triggering something. Can you? The update button instead toggle done and what was the name of that field again? Completed. Toggle completed column. Sure, you can modify and then do that. And then, well, I won't do it. I'm going to wait and let it do it. Here we go. So if we go, hold on. So it's making a new controller. I'm just going to go with it. And we're going to be okay with that. We're going to walk it through, see how far we can get, and walk with it. Let's see, update completed. I don't really care. I'm letting it do its thing. It's doing this weird redirect again, which we'll see if it works. Maybe it will work now that preserve state is false. Okay. And then we're going to go back. It never, which is, I'm just going to follow along. I'm not even going to think. And then we're going to do toggle complete. And then we're going to toggle complete here. Okay. And we'll deal with UI stuff later, I know. So it never told me to put it in the route. If I click that, it'll be 404 not found. If this was my job, I would hate it. But it's not, at least not for a long time. And I must have copied the wrong thing. And we can get rid of those closing brackets. And I think that should do it. I mean, who cares? We're going to just do what it says. Toggle complete. Now, I'm going to do something here so we can see it work or not. So again, we're not going to worry about the UI, even though it bugs me right now, but I'm going to not worry about it. Complete. Is it complete or completed? Completed. 0, 0, 0. Toggle completed. So 21, I clicked. Nothing happens here. Nothing happens there. That's not good. It doesn't even look like it's even going anywhere. Let's see. XHR. Oops, sorry. Helps if I can click the button. So it is doing it. Again, I would have test. This is insanity, but I'm going to go with insanity for a moment. So it does it. And request, response. So what happens is, unless I miss something, it's really not considering setting the title. So let's see if that matters. Let's go back. Oh, right. So if we go back to its controller, it's, yeah, I mean, it doesn't even require a title. So yeah, I don't know why I'm not working. So let's see, toggle. And toggle says response to do. Yeah, it's no console errors. And if we look at Vue, sometimes because we're using that awesome form library, and sometimes you get a restart Vue tooling. And if I look at the form, which I should show on the screen, but again, I'm trying to keep this simple for a moment. Hey, where is its form? Here it is. And errors, nothing. Let's click it and see if there's an error. All right, so we're stuck. Basic stuff. So again, we could just debug it. Let's see, where is this guy? So here's the toggle. We assume it makes it here. Let's see what happens. Toggle. Great, you made it. And if I do that, oh, right. So it might have told me in the previous work. I don't think you can search, but what happened here? Here, let's see if we can figure it out. It's because they have fillable in the model, which is why I never use it. It's good for security, but there you go. You figured it out. Okay, a lot of things to think about here. Let's get rid of my debugger and reload that. Okay, so now it should work. Let's see, toggle complete. Toggle complete. Great. So it's switching it. The UI is still crap. Let's let's see here. Let's just make a little bit better looking, knowing that this is part of the job. And then we'll call it quits. We'll see about now using it as an assistant after this. So let's see. Back to this guy. Style to the... And I could have done that thing I mentioned before. I'll show you. There, it added some style. I could have done this and this. Let's wait till it's finished. Let's see if that works. There we go. Accept. So it did work. Oh well. See, it always messes something up. It's just too hard. And it didn't do anything, but that might not be its fault. I have this. You know, see something. I don't know why. That's weird. It might be just because I have a dark theme. I shouldn't have done that. Let's just do this for a moment. Huh. I'll be BG blue, dark, hover, text, white. But I'm going to use... Oh, I wonder if I just restart Node. Let's just see. Okay, so it was right. Perfect. Okay, so it got it. Restart. I think it's called... Yeah, okay. Great. So it worked out. Cool. So now we have a nice button, relatively nice. We have a to-do that you can't see. Remember, this is the most basic of apps. But it actually has a lot of things that are common. None of that worked, but none of that worked. Text gray 800, text gray 200. I think it's because it's yeah. I don't know. It's hard to be forgiving on this one. Like, it doesn't understand It tried to do dark and light, but in doing dark, it assumes the input has a certain background color, and it doesn't. So, which is, again, I say it should have known this, but again, it's just, there's only so much it can do. Oops. Okay. Not horrible. Okay. And it didn't show up. There it is. Okay. So, I mean, again, if you're a programmer letting it do everything for you, it's not going to be perfect. We'll go over that in the next video. We've already suffered some of this imperfection, so if I paste that there, it should just take care of that. There you go. The sorting, I would like to fix the centering of that. It's just a little bit of, let's see if we can do it. I don't know if we can do it because I didn't select the whole thing. Yeah, not bad, not bad. All right, so, I mean, we don't need it to do like this type of thing. Oh, I know what I can do though. One moment. Hero icons. Let's say trash. And there's other ways to do icons, I know, but I'm just going to do it this way. Let's see. We'll just narrow it down. Obviously, I could ask it to do this, but this is so. I want to try and give it a hint here. In completed, I'm going to do check. I don't know if there's a circle. Where is this circle? Checkbox. Empty. Oh, I thought there was one. There is one. I know there's one. Yeah, let's do this guy. So we want this to be here. And then I want a different one if not checked. Thought they had a circle. Let's see. I think I'm just missing the obvious here. I don't know if I can ask it to do it. I am not going to push my luck. Oh, let's do this. This is what I want. Oh, it's a stop. We'll just do it. I can't care this much for a moment. So what I want to do is this though. Again, making believe I know very little. Maybe I'm a designer who knows how to design but not code. But now I want to do both. Okay. Oops. Now let's see if we can do this. Can you show the top? And I'm going to just accept it, and we got something. Perfect. Well, close to perfect. And then there's something else I can do here. let's see. I mean, that's kind of techie language, but and that's part of the annoying part, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's partly just the editor trying to overdo things, maybe. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Let's see. Oh, I see. My bad. I see. I put that in the wrong place. Let's do this. That was my mistake. Let's move that up here. And there we go. Margin top 10. 2. Okay, it's still horrible, but we get it. Just do this to between. Justify between. Well, let's see. So that should be okay. It was supposed to do something a little different, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, I think it could do it for me. I think, like, you know, something like that. But justify between, and then you would just say to keep all of those. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, because I'm not even close. My bad. Oops. Okay, that's my fault. Okay, sorry. It should be doing this, not me. Okay. So we got it did the to-do list. It did the check, not check. I mean, not bad overall. I mean, that wasn't too bad. I don't think it can do it all. I think I had to help it quite a bit. You know, I don't know. It's tricky. There's no testing, but we could probably have it do that. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Actually, I shouldn't have said unit test. Let's run that. Did not work. To do factory. And it did not make a factory. Maybe it told me to do that. It did not. And I noticed that in the first command, but that's okay. And usually, you know, with Laravel, you would have just made that with the model command. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh. That might do it. One moment. Let's see. Okay, so here's why. So basically, at this point, it doesn't realize it's testing for inertia, which has a great testing layer, but it might just be too much to ask of this. Let me ask it again. Let me see if it figures it out. If not, like little things like we could remove that. I already installed Inertia. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sorry. I mean, you could see a project getting bigger, and this it doesn't understand a certain state. It actually didn't do props, even though it should have. And this testing is kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The good news, though, is it will, if I get rid of these, let me see about that one. No, that's okay. Oh, yeah, maybe the rest of these will work. Let's see. Yeah, cool. Hey, not bad. He wrote a CRUD test. So, I mean, overall, it wasn't too bad. I thought it would be a lot worse. So we got a test. We have a UI, and we could take it further. Style-wise, if I had more patience. Oh, right, no big deal. Sorry. That was not its fault. I just forgot to set up the app a certain way. See how I lose focus on the input? Like, those are the details. Let's just tell it. Let's see if we can figure it out. It's just one line. Except I should do it. There we go. So yeah, cool, man. Let's see what happens with the next one, using it as an assistant. But yeah, that's it.